Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. I'm super stoked because I just arrived in my 81st country and now I'm officially tied with that rascal Sean Toll.
Now, what do I do for fun?
I don't really know what to do here because I haven't done a ton of research.
What do people do in Andorra?
Yes, that's a real country and it's probably a place you've never been to and nobody you know has been there either. It's a country so small, most people have never even heard of it. But it's one of those you gotta tick off if you're trying to get to every country.
With that in mind, we are spending a day in one of the smallest countries on Earth.
Things there are a lot of in Andorra. Dogs, cigarettes, lots of cigarettes, shops. This is like one of those shopping meccas. Look, lots of people go to Europe during the summer, but they go to the traditional spots. You're talking England and France and Spain. We wanted to go off the beaten path a little bit.
So we opted for the beautiful path that will take you through some of the most gorgeous scenery you've ever seen.
Nestled in the Pyrenees mountains between Spain and France, we are taking you to this tiny little country called Andorra in this episode of Window Seat. Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Just arrived in Andorra. Yes, that's an actual country, even if you've never heard of it. We'll show you a little map. That's where it's located, right there. So I wanted to scratch this country off the list of countries that I've been to, and so that's what we're doing today. So it's about 6 hours that we've got in this country, which should be enough time to kind of explore what's going on here and get a sense of what this country is all about. Our day started at the crack of dawn, in fact, earlier than that. So let's hit rewind and show you how this all got started. Okay, so our day starts before dawn, about to board a bus. It's about 5:45 a.m. right now. The bus leaves at 6:15, about a 3-hour bus ride.
It cost us about $65 US per person to take the bus round trip from Barcelona to Andorra. Perfectly nice bus, definitely not too crowded either. We'll put a link to the bus tour operator in the description below so you can click that link and book your own tickets. But suffice it to say, once the sun came up, we were bowled over by the beauty of this place as we're rolling through the beautiful hillsides of Spain. Going along some windy mountain roads here to get to Andorra, and it seems like a pretty good time to sort of explore what we do know about Andorra, and the truth is, I don't know very much. So our friends at Britannica tell us that it is a small, landlocked, independent European co-principality situated along the southern peaks of the Pyrenees Mountains, and bounded by France to the north and east, and by Spain to the south and west. It's one of the smallest states in Europe. The present principality was formed in the year 1278, but this place is old. It's the world's 16th smallest country by land and 11th smallest by population. Couple more fun facts. It also has one of the highest life expectancies in the entire world. They have no military, and Andorra has never won an Olympic medal, which is kind of surprising because as we finally pull into the bus station and start exploring the streets of Andorra, this feels like the kind of place winter athletes would be hanging out.
Andorra's sort of giving me like ski town vibes. It's giving ski town vibes, as the kids would say. It's like Aspen, Vale, that kind of place. Lots of chalets, lots of stone exteriors. Looks like a really nice place to visit in the dead of winter. And it also seems very expensive and not run down in the least. It is very affluent, very fixed up, lots of great infrastructure. They care very much about this place, and it shows. All right, let's look around a little more.
We decided to start by exploring some of the historic sites here in the capital city of Andorra, which is Andorra la Vella, or La Vella, depending on how you pronounce it. And right here in town, you'll find Casa de Vall. It's a 16th century manor house and former seat of the Andorran Parliament. We also decided to step inside the Church of St. Esteve. It's a Romanesque church dating back to the 12th century, and it's right here in the city's Old Town.
So here we are in, I think they call it Barri Antic or Barri Antique Old. It's the old part of town here, but honestly it doesn't look that old, even though I know it's hundreds of years old. It all looks pretty robust and new and clean and perfect. And we're outside some sort of government buildings here right now too. What do you think about Andorra?
I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, maybe a little boring. I'm kidding, it's not that boring. It's a lovely, wonderful place. Sun-soaked on this day, surrounded by the gorgeous green, tree-covered Pyrenees mountains. on all sides. This beautiful valley that we're in right now that is booming with construction. There are cranes all over the place. Clearly, this is a wealthy enclave, and it just keeps growing and growing. But again, just about 87,000 people call this place home, so it's not exactly a metropolis. And that's part of the appeal. I think that's the great part. I'm just talking gibberish, aren't I?
We did get a kick out of exploring the streets of Old Town. It really is pretty. It's got those classic sort of European Old Town vibes, but almost feels like a movie set because everything is so new and clean and pristine. Really nice place. Now we got to go check out the one thing that everybody says you have to see while here in Andorra, and that is the sculpture by Salvador Dali. It's called The Nobility of Time. It's a bronze statue of a melting clock draped over a tree branch, which of course is a recurring theme from his painting The Persistence of Memory, if you're familiar with his work. It stands about 16 feet tall. It's right here in the city's rotunda, and it symbolizes, they say, the subjective, fluid nature of time.
Now look, I'm not exactly an art aficionado by any stretch. I'm just as impressed by, dogs playing poker on velvet as I am by a modern Matisse. Wait, there's no such thing as a modern Matisse. But you know what I mean. I don't know anything about art, but I do know a little bit about Dali because I like some of his cool paintings way back when I studied those sorts of things in school very loosely because they made us. That said, the sculpture is very cool. I think it's an iconic thing to have in a downtown area like this, and it's certainly a draw for a tourist coming here to Andorra. I still like the dogs playing poker on velvet.
To be honest, it seems like once you've sort of explored the historic sites and you've seen the Dali, the only real big thing left to do here in the city is to shop, which doesn't seem terribly exciting, except that Andorra is famous as a duty-free haven. Unlike its neighbors, Spain and France, it has no value-added tax, or VAT. Instead, it charges a very low sales tax, and that makes luxury goods, electronics, perfumes, alcohol, and tobacco significantly cheaper than in surrounding countries. That's why most people come here. There's also a huge variety of shops. Despite the fact that this is a tiny country, Andorra has more than 2,000 shops packed into its capital city. You'll find everything from luxury fashion boutiques and jewelers to big sporting equipment outlets. And it's where folks come to shop for ski wear because, again, this is a very popular winter sports destination. There's just one problem for a tourist like me. I absolutely hate shopping. It's my least favorite thing to do in the world, so now seems like a good time to take a little break.
The day that we happen to be here is just gorgeous. Sunny, warm, beautiful. We stopped off in a little square here along the main shopping street to have a little gelato, a lotto gelato. And actually, the longer I stay here, the more this place grows on me because at first I thought it was going to be bored to tears. And now I'm actually really liking it. It's pretty cool. It's a fun little getaway. Now, truth is, there are some pretty exciting things to do in Andorra if you get out of the main town. Some real exciting things if you're up for it.
For the adventurous, you could spend the morning at the Via Ferrata or go canyoning to get the blood pumping. Afternoon could be spent mountain biking in one of the bike parks around here. In the evening, in the winter, you could go on a moonlit snowmobile ride or a dog sled excursion. And then you could climb a peak the next day like Coma Pedrosa. Truth is, there is a lot to do here.
We didn't spend a whole lot of time here in Andorra because we didn't have to. We were here for 6 hours and I think we got most of the experience. Now, if you come in the winter, there are all kinds of things to do. There's world-class skiing nearby and ice skating and all that. It really is sort of a wintertime gem. We're here in the summer, so a lot of that stuff was not available to us. But nevertheless, a cool experience, a gorgeous place. If you love the mountains, this is going to be the spot for you. All right, so there you have it. There's 6 hours in Andorra. Now we got to hop back on the bus and head back to Barcelona for the 3-hour tour. And it's a beautiful tour, as you saw just a few minutes ago. So there you have it. That's what we did in Andorra during our 6 hours. What did we leave off the list? What should we have done? Let us know in the comments below. If we ever make it back here, we'll do what you tell us to do. We'd also like it if you liked and shared the video so we can spread the word about traveling, trying to hit even the obscure countries like Andorra. And if you could hit subscribe, that'd be even better as we continue to share our journeys traveling all around the globe. Again, we're tied now 81 countries for both Sean and I, and the quest to get to all 197 or so continues. We'll chronicle it all right here on Window Seat. We're back with a brand new episode next Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, check out one of these other videos from Window Seat.